Alright, before we get started, I want to make sure you have Lesson 8 video notes. Our set of directions is complete each statement by rounding the number to the given place value. Use the number line to show your work. So A, we have 53,000 rounded to the nearest 10,000 is. So we're rounding to this place value right here. So it would be 50,000 because that 3 tells us to stay there at the 5 and not go up to that 6. So this would be 60,000 up top, and down at the bottom is 50,000, and in the middle is 50,500. And 53,000 can be right about here. So that's how you would show your work on the number line. We'll go down to B. 42,708 rounded to the nearest 10,000 again is, so we're looking at this place value here, and that 2 tells us to say the same. So we'll do 40,000. So our bottom is 40,000, and our top is 50,000. In the middle is 40,500. It would actually be 45,000. So 42,708 would be right about here, which shows us that the nearest 10,000 is that 40,000. Now going down to our letter C, 406,823 rounded to the nearest 10,000 again is, so we are looking at this place value, that 0 right there, and we're looking to that 6 to tell us what to do, and that 6 is telling us to go up. So it'll be 410,000. And the reason being is the top would be 410,000. The bottom would be 400,000. And that middle would be 405,000. And it is right about here. So that tells us we go up to this 410,000. So now on to our letter, our 2A right here. That would be 240,000 rounded to the nearest 100,000. So we're switching gears up here. Our nearest 100,000, that place value would be this 2. And that 4, it's telling us to stay the same. So it would be 200,000. So up here would be 300,000. Down here is 200,000. And in the middle is 250,000. And we are here, but it wants us to round to the nearest 100,000, not 10,000. So we'll go down to this 200,000. Now, letter B. 449,019 rounded to the nearest 100,000 again is, so rounding to this 4, and this 4 is telling us to stay the same. So it will be 400,000 would be our answer. And then on that number line, on the top, we can go up to 500,000. On the bottom would be 400,000. And this would be 450,000 in the middle. And this would be right about here. And remember, we're going to 100,000, not 10,000. So that makes it 400,000. And our letter C, our last one on this page, we are now round 964,103 rounded to the nearest 100,000. We're rounding to this place value again, that 9, and that 6 is telling us to go up to 1 million. Tricky. So the top of our number line is 1 million. The bottom of our number line is 900,000. And this one would go right about here, or 964,103. That makes it go to 1 million. So our next page. Number 3, 975,462 songs were downloaded in one day. Round this number to the nearest 100,000 to estimate how many songs were downloaded in one day. Use a number line to show your work. So here's my number line. I'm going to draw it up and down again just because that's what we've been doing. My top would be 1 million. My bottom would be 900,000. And then this is my middle point, which would be 950,000. And now we should plot that number on the line to see where we end up, which would be 1 million. So 975,462 estimates to about 1 million. Okay, number 4. This number was rounded to the nearest 10,000. List the possible digits that could go in the thousands place to make this statement correct. Use a number line to show your work. So we have 300 or 130-something thousand 644, and they want us to equal 130,000. So our possible digits that could go in this number line, that could go in this space, would be anything less than 5, because remember 5 would make this 10,000s place go up. So our possible numbers possibles are 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we'll draw our number line to show why. So this is going to be 14,000 on the top and 13,000 on the bottom, and in the middle it's 13,500. And this would be 1, 2, 3, and 4. So anything over here. Alright, number 5, we're estimating the difference by rounding each number to the given place value. So now we're going to round both of these numbers to the 10,000s place, which would be this 1 and this 4. So we're first going to write down 712,350. Then we are going to round this to the nearest 10,000, which is this 1's place. And that's 2 is going to tell us that it stays the same. So 710,000. And then that next number is 342,802. And this, we want to round to the 10,000s, which is this 4's, which is that 4. And this 2 tells us to stay the same. So this is 340,000. And that's our subtraction problem. 0, 0, 0, minus 0. We're going to borrow from that 7, 11, 11, and 3. So 370,000 when you round it to the 10,000s. Now they want us to round it to the nearest 100,000s. So we're going to round it We're going to round the sevens place with those same numbers. And this one's telling it to say the same, so it's 700,000. And then that next number is 342,802. We're rounding to that 3. The 100,000s place, this 4 is telling us to stay the same. So this equals about 300,000. And that subtraction problem leads us to 400,000. That's why those numbers are different. All right, now you guys can get started on your practice.